Right. So here's what we're looking at. Cristiano. Just about 5 minutes, right? Just 5 minutes. So if I ask you to find 15 piece C6, you can easily find in the calculator, right? And or you can work out this the long way and get the answer. All right. But when right, but something will happen when n is negative or a fraction, right? Or irrational. When these two things happen, this formula won't work, right? For example, go to your calculator and find minus 5C2. Tell me what you get. Or a half C2. Error, right? So you're not getting any values, right? So you're not going to get a value. So how do we solve that problem? Integration. Integration. Right. So if you look here, right? Normally you'll get a formula sheet, right? On your formula sheet, take up. I want to show you that you can use it. I'm gonna give it. On your formula sheet, there's an expansion here for binomial. If you can see it, assume it's an expansion, right? Right. Under the expansion, there's a next version. This is the version you use when x is less than or equal to 1. Right? Meaning it's a fraction. Right? Look at here. So I'm going to show you how to use it. Okay? So right under, when you get this for exam, right under binomial, using this version here. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to, I want to show you how to use it, right? So let's take a look at a half C1. Okay? A half C1 easy because we all know how to work it out, right? So anyway, so a half C1 is simply a half. Actually, let me write down all the n's with. NC2, NC1, I mean, is simply n over 1 factorial. NC2, which is here, right? Here's how you can remember it. You don't really have to remember it because it's here, right? But here's how you can remember it, right? Watch this. To work out NC2, underneath you're multiplying 1 by 2. 2 factorial, right? So if you have two terms underneath, you're supposed to have two terms on top. Here's how you get the terms. You start with n, and then you keep minusing 1. So the first term is n, the second term is n minus 1. If I said NC3, it will now become 1 by 2 by 3. And what will get on top here, Darian? 6. You'll get n minus 1 and minus 2. Are you okay with that? But I need to listen now. You say 1 by 2 by 3, I listen to that. Right, so but whenever you have 3 terms, you're minusing 1, right? You start at n minus 1, n minus 2. Right? I want to squeeze in one more here, one line. What would NC4 be? What would NC4 be? 1 by 2 by 3 by, and what will be on top? N by n minus 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, one more, n minus. That's okay? So these are the formulas that we're going to use to find any factorial, any NCR, right? Copy it down. Let's just practice a few. Almost get happy there. We have 31 there. Dime me está boca. No, no, no hay visto, no. Así es. Dime me está boca. Capilla and final half PP. Finishing at you. Negative by 8, let's see. So you start with a half and then you minus 1 and then you multiply 1 by 2. So that's a half by minus a half all over 2 minus 1/8. So our next one quick. Try that there, minus 2c3. Right, so you have minus 2 to the power of 3, right? Right, so that'll be 1 by 2 by 3 minus 2 minus 2 minus 1. Right, so underneath here is how much, Darian? Underneath here is how much? I give you a chance to say the girl. How much? Anyway, minus 3 minus 4 minus 2. What again? Minus 24. Yeah. So the answer is minus. Okay. So let's try one now where the expansion is a fraction or negative number, right? All right. So let's go with June 2013. Right. This is 2013, number 4A. They asked us to expand these two. Online as a 4. All right. So watch here. We have to expand out this, but you only have to go up until the x squared term. All right. So we're doing each one individually. How do I write fourth root? Right. So you write 1 plus x to the quarter. All right. If you look in the answer in the formula sheet, you will see an expansion for 1 plus x, right? Most people like to use that version, but I just stick to the first one and work it out. Right? What will be the first term? What will the first term be? 1 to the power of 4 plus second term is what? They want up until x squared, right? So your first term is 1 to the 4, then what? A quarter C1 by 1 to the what? Minus these two by x. That's okay? Remember the formula? A to the power n plus nc1 a to the n minus 1 b plus, no, that's a general formula. Next one is what, Pete? What's the next term? a quarter C, 2, very good. Then 1 to the power, right. Does it make a difference 1 to the power 1? Like what the power is? No, because 1 to any power is always 1. Here, what's the last part here? Here was x, so here is x squared. Do I have to continue? Why? Very good. To the next part. Yes, ma'am. Do the next part and add them up, right? Do the next part and add them up, please. Next part is this part, ma'am. And then add it up. Yes, Shaq. So this one you actually have to expand it out, right? Right. You want to get lead or? Right, so I just checking out the mind. Oh wait, we didn't work out this. 1 to the power of 4 is 1. 1 quarter, C1 is a quarter, right? And 1 to any power is 1, so I put in a quarter x. What y'all got for a quarter, C2? I got minus, I don't know, what I got? Minus 3 on 32, 16 by 2, 32. X squared. Anybody get that? Minus 3 on 32, right? Work out 1 minus x to the power of a quarter now. Let's see what you get. Yes, sir. Yeah. Kapan? Tama na. Kawagawa. Oh, hindi ako nag-upo ba na sa'yo? Right. Oh, right. And then, yeah, yeah. But it don't matter 1 to any power. Right, so we'll count this and then add it. Right, she get almost the same thing except for what? Here's a minus and here's a Oh, here's also a minus. Both say minus. So you will get 1 to the power of a quarter C1, 1 to the quarter minus 1 minus that. Here you will get a quarter C2 by 1 to the quarter minus 2. Right? Remember, it's minus x squared, right? Right? B all squared. All right. Okay with that? So this is 1 minus a quarter x, and this will be plus and this will be minus, so you will still get back minus 3 over 32x squared. You're going to take equation 1. You're going to take equation 1 plus equation 2. Right? When you add it, what you will get? 1 plus 1 is 2. This plus this, that will cancel, right? And then when you add these two, I got minus 632x squared. All right? This question still have more? I'm going to reach here. Still have a lot piece again. Online, any questions? Online today. Online today. Kalina said, oh, Kalina, let's say, yeah. Kalina, hope you're paying attention today. Yeah? Last week, Alicia still in the wrong class. Alicia, Alicia and Ethan still lovely. For them, students and pass. Yes. They done. Check them in the office. Fix it. They'll fix it. You'll see it, you'll fix it one time. I want that complete because I want to see you. Yours actually you. Right, last part to this. Hence, by letting x equal to a quarter, hence, by letting x equal to 1/4, hence, by letting x equal to 1/16, I said the wrong thing. Sorry about that. Okay, a quarter squared, right? A quarter squared. Compute the approximate value of square root of 17 plus the root 4 of the square root, sorry, the 4th root of 15. Find the approximate value of this by using this, in this. Hence, by letting x equal to 1/16, compute an approximation of this to 4 decimal places. Oh no, you get it. Hence, with a hence. The hence. So you have to somehow use what you have here. So, I'll try that. Right? So what they told us to use x as that value, so we have to simplify it out. Right? So here we can do. All we can do is listen to them and do this, right? Let's substitute. You'll get 1 plus 1 on 16. So Sophia, say we getting what? 17 on 16, right? What's wrong with that? Right? So this is what? This is 17 to the 1/4 over 16 to the 1/4. 16 to a quarter is what? Two, right? You'll see now? So do the same thing here. And then see how you can work it out. Do this over? Right. So the question said I have to use this. They want us to find this. I'll do that in a little while, right? Right. So I plugged in 1 on 16 here. I found the LCM and I got this. Right? I found 1/4. 17 to the 1/4, 16 to the 1/4. I don't know what this is because they asked me to work it out. 16 to 1/4, 2. Right? And now, if I were to add, all right. Yeah.
It's not the expand. It's the X. How come it's not the expand?
Because that hence.
Oh,
There's a hence, so there was to use that. Right? So if I have now 1 minus 1 on 16, the same thing should happen, right? I will end up with 15 over 16 to the 1/4. So I'll end up with 15 to the 1/4 all over 2. Yeah, listen to your terminal. Yeah, tell me. What I'm saying, I'm now going to do that. I ain't done. I was just showing you. I was just going to show you what I'm going to right now. Yeah, so remember when I moved this, I got this, right? So, when x is equal to 1 on 16, everybody watch here? I just want to make sure you understand what I'm doing, right? Question set to substitute x is 1 on 16, right? When I substitute x is 1 on 16 here, I got 17 to the 1/4 2. When I substitute 1 on 16 here, I got 15 to the 1/4 2. And then I'll substitute here as well, right? Stating that true, right? And these two things equal. So I'll get 2 to the 6 on 32 by 1 on 16 squared. That's okay? What do I do now? They asked me to find this. What do I do with this 2 here? Right? So get rid of 2, right? If I multiply every single thing by 2, right? If I multiply every single thing by 2, now I have it. Now I have what they asked, right? It's the first one, sorry. All the rest would be easy for you now. All right? And then now you can put this in the calculator, right? if you just put this in the calculator and get a answer out. Right now you can put this in the calculator and get. Right, but this is not a hence or otherwise, just a hence, right? Pardon me, Mark. Wait, but now gonna give you 2019, but I give you the same thing in 2019. The same question. 29. Same one, exactly. The song was 13 by the time. He was the one I was now going to get for something. I forgot that it's still down. Multiply by 2. How much are they at? How much are they at? Samara. The Samira. How much are they at? I'll look at it. Anybody get it? How much? 99. And you multiply by 2 on the outside, right? Yeah. Copy down. Let's try the next one. All right, let's try a older one. And I'll play this one up. Yeah, okay. And then let's change it up a little bit, like
Half 60, right?
half 60. Hey, you better be sure I leave one. Well, it's fun. That's not good to know. Hey, do that.
So yeah, the shots on right,
Try this one, please. Why did what? Yeah, it's getting good.
Vietnam. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Start it one time. Start it one time.
So you do not sorry.
Question set binomial or macro. Right? So like no macro and keep it out there, right? New binomial. Up to x cube. Wait. There we are. That's up to x cube. Oh yeah. Yeah, this one is the old one. Yeah. Huh? 4 ป่ะครับ
Wait, so minus half.
What first one is minus half?
Oh,
Part 1 is minus a half, part 2 is positive a half. The question kind of sell it out there, but part 3 I'm really interested in. But you'll figure it out. So you give me the guideline. Come now. Come now, say it first.
So all our weekend, all our weekend,
Come on, come.
Because x is equal to 1 plus 6 here.
So come now,
I'm quick now, show you.
What is 1 plus 3 plus 6? 76. Keep the shot straight.
Keep it up again, too. Yeah, we doing the whole thing.
By E to the N minus
No, he's at least part 1 and 2 is there. And the second part is. Right, so expand 1 plus x to the minus a half, 1 plus x to plus a half. Up until x cube, right? Up until x cube. Go. Yeah. Okay, that's how we.
Sí, que claro, también.
This is.
Actually, yes. Every time it's on,
Thank you.
Just something else.
Part two is a half positive. Part one is negative, a half, part two positive. Okay, well, we have one more to do.
One.
Right.
Nine basta, like
That, yeah. Yes, so it's see. Like my sound. Nice enough.
Ai, sớm nữa thì cái là kiểu một chỗ là cái gì là không phải cái nghĩa đâu.
Right. Right. Yes.
Up until Q earlier. Up until Q. I just gonna start it here. Colleen, all again to that. What I get up? Minus 5 on the square.
Yeah.
It's not 5 on it?
It's true.
So I get you an
It's true.
It's 3 on it?
Yeah, it's true.
still it is 5. So
Oh yeah. Minus 3 on 2 minus 3. Alright, let me do skip it out. I'll write it out in full, right? Let's now put the answer online. Positive 3 on 8, right? Somebody, let's see. Oh, Jacob. Minus 15 and 48.
that's it.
No? Nobody get up?
Yes, yes, no, yeah.
2, 4, 8.
So Jesse get
8 by 6.
48.
Huh? You get 15 and 48. So, what again?
Yeah, 48.
Minus 5 on 16.
Just.
Yeah, but that's the same thing.
Minus 5.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing. Online, but you can always switch to the camera, right? And you will see the working. Yeah. No, you can. No, it don't matter. Later on, when we do part 3, have to look like that. Yeah, so it will simplify that. Oh, you have to the next, you have to the next one. 1 minus 6 to the half.
Because I look very into it's impossible. Now,
Right, help me with this one now. I got 1 minus a half x. What I got here?
Minus 1 and 8.
What?
Eight.
Minus 1 over 8 x squared. I know that's show online all the way. Right? So that was the part 1, this is the part 2 we're doing here, right? So I get 1 minus a half x. Here is minus a half. That is minus a quarter divided by 2 is minus 1/8 x squared. Here again a plus now. Here again plus. This is 3 over 8 divided by 2, so I got 3 over 16. What you got? There's a half minus 1, there's a half minus 2. Push up is a minus x. Where you get lost? Who get lost? How is over? Over 2, 4, 6. Sorry. That should be 6. 1, 2, 6. So that is not that. That is 2, 4, 8, 40. 48 again. Or some of you all might have 1 on 1 on 16, right? Yeah, sorry. Right? Actually, I'm gonna do it like you, right? 1 on 16. And here was what? 5 on 16 or something? All right, nice. Everybody okay with this? Victoria? So how are we doing part 3, Victoria? Online, I'm still going back. Take a quick indicator right. I'm going back to part 3. Wait. Actually, I remember part 3. They asked for the square root of 1 minus x over 1 plus x. How do I work this out? Is a hence. How do I work this out based on that? All right. Right. So how do I simplify this so I can use this? Yeah, I'm here to find out what to do. Right. So how I want to show them. So if I break this down, it's the square root of 1 minus x over the square root of 1 plus x, right? And square root means to the power of a half. Square root means to the power of a half. Right? When I bring this up now, what will happen? When I bring this up, it now becomes what? That's okay? And we just work it out here. And we just work it out here. So what do we do? What do we do now? We just no, you're not done. No, not QED. You have to prove that. Oh, you have to prove that fast. Yeah. Well, yeah. They tell you what to do. You are to prove it approximately equal to that. I don't know why they make it 1x cubed. Right, take your time, multiply this by this. And it's supposed to get out. Right, so you all see that we don't need the cube term, right? Right, I don't know why they make us do that, but we don't need the cube term. Do you recognize that? Look at the answer of square, right? So we don't need this, so you can ignore that in a multiplication, right? Ignore this in a multiplication. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, so -1 by this, -1 by everything. Because we don't need the cube. Look at the final answer. And a cube there. Because if I multiply the cube like this, I'll get a cube term. There's no cube term there. No, that don't make sense. You'll get x to the fourth and things. So don't worry with it. Just do the squares. Right? I'll come back to the last part here now, right? Right? So let's multiply it, right? 1 by 1, that'll give us 1. 1 by a half x is minus a half x. 1 by this is 3/8 x squared. Right? I don't need a cube term because it will give me a cube term that's not in the answer, right? Minus a half by 1 minus a half x minus a half by minus a half x is that correct? Both is minus, right? Right? Minus a half x by minus a half x is plus 1/4 x squared. Minus a half by this. Do I multiply that?
No.
Do I multiply minus a half by this?
No.
No. So I'm done. Now here, minus 1/8 by 1. That's minus 1/8 x squared. Do I multiply minus 1/8 by this?
Yeah.
No, because that'll give me a cube term. So I don't want that. Right? So I'm done. Now, add up all the constants. Oh yeah, simplify it out.
minus half, that's it. Minus. If it's minus one, minus two, minus half.
Right, so the one will stay here. Minus a half is a whole. 3/8 minus 3 is a quarter and a quarter is a half. Oh, you get that?
Yes, sir.
What you get, but you get nothing. I get x, a half and a half, right? Let's make sure that that's what they asked us to prove. Yeah, we are true there. That was the answer proof. Okay, Paul, we don't have much time to part 4. Part 4 parts. Oh, they said that is okay, so alright. I didn't see point that is. Huh? You get an X is so small that it makes you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so what it shows there is that we can already expand it out and then show that those values over here. Should already expand from it, right? Part 4, Pete, last part and we done.
Like, yeah.
You would get. Yeah. No way, did you want that going? Right, no, they ignore it right there. They said x cube so small that we could ignore it. No, we don't have to expand it out. Because they said prove that if x cube is so small means that it's not necessary. Prove that if we ignore x cube, that I'll get this. Which is what we did. Right? That's what it's saying there. Okay, Paul, the last thing. Let's do the last part and be done. Right, so they said x is 1 on 17. So what to do on here? Right? Just plug in 1 on 17, right? So we'll end up with the square root of 1 minus 1 on 17 over 1 plus is equal to what do I have to do here? Besides, let me click on finish. What do I have to do here? What they ask for? Approximation for root 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do I have to do here now?
Best solve it probably.
Right, I did that already. Already plug in the. Well, I simplify this until I get what? Until I get root 2. So simplify until I reach root 2. So let's do it fast in our head now. 1 on what will this become? Very good. 16 on 17. What will this become? Very good. 18 on. Right? Flip it up, the 17 will cancel. So you will end up with root 16 over root 18. Root 16 is what? Root 16 is 4. Root 18 is what? Right? Remember, root 18 is 2 by 9. So that's root 2 by 3. So it's 3 root 2. So what do I do now? All I have to do is just pull out root 2 now. Make root 2 the subject here. Flip it over and work it out. Right? So that's 16, 18. The 18 on top, right? No. Okay? And then equate it to that. And solve for root 2. All right. We will wrap up there after 1 hour. Bye.